Dodgers are going to the NLDS, and we're breaking it down next on Dodgers Dugout live from Dodger Stadium.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball. The Dodgers are building a dynasty.
You got it, Warrior Parade! We got a parade! The Dodgers punch back and head to the championship series! Ohtani starts the 50-50 clock! Mookie Magic! Freeman hits the ball to right field! She is gone! Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of Dodgers Dugout Live, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain. I've covered the Dodgers for Dodgers Nation. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for rocking with us. I am drenched in a combination of champagne and Budweiser. If I get stopped on the way home, I do not know. I'm going to tell the officer, hey, sorry, officer. I was in the clubhouse partying with the Dodgers, or at least there watching them party. Anthony Bonda took it upon himself to make sure that I was completely drenched in Budweiser and champagne, and it was a great to experience that. It really was. I've never experienced a locker room celebration, and yes, it was to celebrate a wild card series win, but don't tell that to the Dodgers because they understand that this is the first locker room celebration for a lot of these guys. The Ben Rortvests of the world, some of these rookies, the Jack Dryers, the Justin Robleskis, the list goes on, and it's important for the course of a regular season to say, hey, we are going to celebrate a division championship, and then when we get to the postseason, we're going to celebrate every single step along the way. So you had one champagne beer shower in Arizona to celebrate the division. Now you have two for the wild card. You just need another one for the DS, another one after that for the CS, and then one for the World Series. 5 champagne showers, and that would equate to 13 postseason wins. And we're going to talk about everything. Shohei Ohtani is going to be the Dodgers Game 1 starter. We'll look ahead a little bit to the NLDS Phillies Dodgers. We're here live at Dodger Stadium right behind me. That is where the Dodgers took 2 in a row against the Cincinnati Reds to get the job done. Yes, the bullpen did make things interesting. We'll talk about them, but bottom line is the Dodgers got the dub, and they are advancing in what really was a trap series. They nicknamed this Reds team the Cockroaches because you just couldn't kill these guys, and they were playing with house money. Well, guess what? They took that house money, they put it in a duffel bag, and they set it on fire because the Dodgers bats, they came alive this series. Tonight, the Dodgers, they find a way to win in a game where there was some bad defense by Teoscar Hernandez early in the game. There was some shoddy bullpen performance, Emmet Sheehan, and then Alex Vesia struggling a little bit with command. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Roki Sasaki. And I'm not going to hear the victory lap sound a lot, but I will say, how did I close yesterday's show? And that was, I predicted that Roki Sasaki would get the final 3 outs for the Dodgers in this one. And that's all something that I was hearing, that is how they're going to use him. High leverage situations. So to go 8-4, to get this win, to make it where you don't set yourself up for it, anything can happen. Game 3, I think the Dodgers did exactly what they needed to do. But welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. Here, I got the whole thing. I got the headset. I got my entire studio from the home studio is here at Dodger Stadium, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to break it all down, guys. Like I said, I literally smell like champagne. I smell like beer. My POV was Shohei Ohtani laughing and putting beer on people. I talked to Max Muncy. I talked to Miguel Rojas. I talked to Tanner Scott, Tyler Glasnow, Jack Dreyer, Justin Robleski, Hessun Kim. By the way, Hessun Kim said he's a big fan of Dodgers Nation, so big shout-out to the comment. I talked to Teoscar Hernandez and Miguel Rojas, and that's where we're going to start. We're going to start with Miguel Rojas because he was the guy that went out there, gave a nice little speech, a little moment for the team. We're going to listen to some of the interviews SNLA doing their thing, Dave Vassay, Kirsten Watson, and it was just a celebratory mood. And I think just generally this team feels like they know that no one can beat these guys when they're on their A game. They're more talented than any team in Major League Baseball. That was on display in the first 2 games of this series, and it's just obvious. There's a reason why this is a $500+ million roster at the end of the day, with multiple Cy Young winners and MVPs and future Hall of Famers and the best player of all time in a Shohei Ohtani. I will say that yesterday I saw Shohei coming out of the elevator, and it did feel like the man was emitting light. Like there was a glow to him. Like there was just this aura. And then today I see him comes through, gets a big hit, help the Dodgers score more runs in this one. And then it is him celebrating and partying, and he's pouring beer and laughing, and he's just enjoying this. And I just think that Shohei Ohtani wanted this so bad. Just a chance, an opportunity to perform on the biggest stage. I don't think we've ever seen an athlete in Los Angeles sports history who's been as good at his peak like Shohei Ohtani. We're talking unanimous MVPs. I mean, this is like living in Chicago in the late 80s and early 90s, watching Michael Jordan at his very best. That's how good Shohei Ohtani is. Let's get into some comments here. What up, Blake Anderson? Roki Sasaki, you are the new Dodgers closer. I was honestly surprised Sheehan struggled as much as he did tonight. We'll talk about that, Subi. Look, it's a new role. It's a new role for Emmet. It's a new role for Roki Sasaki. I think last night was a little different just because you're bringing in guys into situations that aren't leveraged situations. It was a blowout, right? The Dodgers had scored a ton of runs, 8 runs, 10 runs, and you're blowing a team out. You need to just go out there and throw strikes. And I think that is the biggest concern. Edgardo Henriquez yesterday, Emmet Sheehan tonight. When you have a sizable lead, just go out there and throw strikes. A solo home run's not going to hurt you. A double, a triple, you can work your way around that. It's the walks that will come back to kill you and the non-competitive pitches. So I think for this Dodgers team, they're realizing, hey, this is going to be a just throw them into the deep end, christening by fire, making sure that, hey, they're not familiar with these roles, but you better get familiar. And I think it was tough to put those guys in those situations yesterday. Even though you got to go out there and throw strikes and get the job done, it's an unfamiliar role for some of these guys that are used to the adrenaline, the no margin for error of a low leverage. That's why what I say yesterday on the show, you should have seen Justin Robleski out there finishing the job. But I digress. Let's celebrate this. Doug's drunk from BC. Yeah, you can get contact high. Can you get contact high from alcohol? I'm not so sure that you can do that, but if you can, then I am definitely wasted right now. But we've got D-Mac got a Bonda beer shower. LMA, I really did. It was good times, and he came up to me after and asked how it was, and I said it was great. It was stinging. Look, I'll play this Miguel Rojas interview where you can see him in the background like blinking. But first, let's listen to Miguel Rojas and this Dodgers team in the clubhouse after advancing to the NLDS.
But setting the tone, the starting pitching in this series, unbelievable. Blake yesterday, taking the ball, 37 innings, amazing. Yamamoto, I don't know how many pitches you got today. From ready, putting the fingers down from offense, scoring almost every inning. Everybody did an amazing job. Let's fucking win 3 more, right?
Hey, quick message. Like Mickey said it. There's a lot of work to be done. My only ask is that every single guy be ready when called upon. Keep your minds right. We're going to need every single one of you guys. Stay in it, stay focused, keep playing for each other. Let's go.
And there it goes. The champagne is flying. For some of them, they're saying, let it burn. Got a few people.
And I can tell you, like, that stuff really burns. Like, you cannot see. You are blinded when you start to see that, and that's where it really becomes a struggle. But still, hey, they love it. These guys, they love each other. I was told by multiple players, hey, what is the edge for this year's team? And not a lot of them are saying back-to-back, even though that's an obvious one, the chance to go back-to-back for the first time since 2000 in Major League Baseball when the Yankees did it, first time in the National League since the late 70s. Cincinnati Reds did it, the Big Red Machine. they're telling me it's win for 22. It's get Clayton Kershaw sent off the right way. I had multiple players. Max Muncy told me that. Multiple players tonight told me the edge is, hey, yeah, there are some people saying, oh, because the Dodgers, they did not get one of those buys or they lost more games than most people expected to in the regular season, that they were underperforming. They were a disappointing team. So they do have that edge. And the best thing about it is, yes, it's not perfect. We understand that. We understand the issues of the bullpen, but this team still looks better now than they have all season. And I asked multiple players, are you peaking at the right time? The answer was yes. You feel a collection, a connectivity between the offense and the defense. And let's break this one down, and we'll get to your comments, guys. Keep firing away. I see you guys down below in the chat. Thanks for rocking with us, the #1 Dodgers podcast and Dodgers show on YouTube, live at Dodger Stadium, fresh from the Dodgers clubhouse. We'll get Duarte in here at some point. I don't know where he is, but I got Jack Geezy, job not finished. We got Let's Go Dodgers from Noe Garcia. Met a lot of you guys here, Ricky and Miguel and all kinds of Dodgers fans that rock with the show. I always appreciate seeing you guys here at Dodger Stadium. But look, I will say this was a tense game early on, and we'll start right there because you look at an 8-4 win. You look at a win yesterday where you win 10-5 and you're feeling better about this because of how many runs you scored. Well, the only issue is that this did not make you feel better about the overall performance of the bullpen. But the issue is the bullpen's not great, but they still haven't got many opportunities. But the starting pitching is amazing. And we got to start with Yoshinobu Yamamoto because Yamamoto, he's an ace. We know that. He's a killer. He's an absolute assassin out there on the mound. And I think the most impressive thing about Yamamoto's outing tonight, where he goes 6 2/3 innings, allowed just 2 unearned runs, is the composure and the poise that he displayed after Teoscar Hernandez did not make a catch that I could have made, that you could have made, that you could have made blindfolded with your hands tied behind your back. I mean, it was a can of corn that should have ended that inning. And you look at where that inning was trending towards, and it was, okay, Yamamoto's going to cruise. He's going to do what he does. The game plan for the Reds, just talking to someone from their organization, was they were going to try to lay off that splitter, and they were going to try to make him throw as many pitches to try to get into that Dodgers bullpen. And early, it was just unforced errors. Top of the first inning, he gets Friedel out. He hits Steer with a pitch. He hit him with that curveball up and in. Then Lux ground into a fielder's choice. And then you got 2 outs, and it's an easy end-of-inning catch by Teoscar Hernandez. But unfortunately, he's not able to make that play. Then a couple batters later, Stewart on the 6th pitch of the at-bat, he leaves a splitter a little up, but a good piece of hitting. He singles to right. That scored Lux and Hayes. That made it an early 2-0 lead for that Reds team. And look, that's a Gavin Lux moment too, where he probably should have scored on that. He went back and he would have been the dog had Yamamoto gotten out of that inning unscathed, but it was Teoscar Hernandez who had all the bright lights put on him. And I did talk to Teoscar Hernandez after the game, and I asked him, hey, what did you tell Yamamoto in that moment in the dugout where Teo went up to console him? And he just told him, hey, I love you, and I'm sorry, and it's not going to happen again. And they were smiling, and Yamamoto clearly was not overly concerned about it. We know how supportive he is, but I think for Teo, during the game, to go over to him and apologize to his teammate, and just talking to Teo, it was clear that, hey, he's not embarrassed by it. He knows he should have made that play. He'll be the first guy to tell you that. But I think it shows a lot about the character of him, because as he was telling me this, Teo still had that big smile on his face. He was smiling as he was telling me. It was like, oh, I went and apologized and this and that. He just said, hey, he felt like it was the right thing to do. And he told me, too, that after he did that, he felt better. Like, he almost felt like, okay, I apologize and I go back out there. I mean, he did give you 2 home runs yesterday in a game. And I was just so impressed by Yamamoto because this guy is unflappable. You can't get to him. Mentally, he's just so tough. And for him, it's just been impossible to score against him. He had a .79 ERA in his last 4 starts heading into this outing. And the only way that you could get runs on Yamamoto was by dropping the most routine fly ball you are ever going to see. It went right off Teo's glove, and instead of that inning being over, Sal Stewart, he singled home 2 runs, and that was all the Reds would get against Yamamoto. He was absolutely lights out. He was nails. After that, he didn't allow another hit until the 6th inning when he did give up 3 singles. That loaded the bases with nobody out. He was able to get a ground out, and he got 2 strikeouts to get out of the inning, and that was the moment of the game. That was the moment of the game for me. Outside of probably the end where I think a Roki of the postseason, a new star, was absolutely born, was there in that 6th inning. Yamamoto, he's starting to labor a little bit. You see this stuff kind of trending from a movement profile a little down, and you got Ellie De La Cruz at the plate in a 3-2 game, and it's the 6th pitch of the at-bat. He fouled off a couple of tough pitches, some curveballs down the zone, a 4-seamer that really was the pitch that De La Cruz should have hit. I mean, that was the one that he missed. But on the 6th pitch of the at-bat, he strikes him out soon with a curveball away. Couldn't hold up on that curveball. Just an incredible pitch. And that's what makes him so dangerous. You just don't know what he's going to throw. Like, is it going to be the splitter, the rainbow curve? Is it going to be a lights out 97, 98 mile per hour fastball that's going to run in on you? Is it going to be a 2-seamer? I mean, the guy has so many pitches, and he strikes out De La Cruz in that spot, and the man gave up no runs despite allowing 3 straight singles. Gets out of that inning. You see the spin. You see him go out there and show that emotion, that fire. And then the bottom of the 6th inning, the Dodgers offense, they exploded. Just like we saw yesterday, the Dodgers were able to bounce back and get some quick runs, which I think was huge in this one. The bottom of the 4th inning, Muncy had a leadoff single. A couple batters later, Kike Hernandez, he doubled to center to make it a 2-2 game after the Dodgers were able to get a run early in the 3rd after the Betts singled to scored Rortvedt after Rortvedt got a leadoff double. I mean, Benny the Vet Rodriguez, I mean, he's out there getting doubles now. So I talked to him before the game, and yeah, he told me that they're letting him be him at the plate, and his numbers have doubled, and he's just a new guy. So it's great to see that. And then bottom of the 4th inning, like I said, it's a 2-1 game. Kike doubles. That scored Muncy to make it a 2-2 game. Then Miguel Rojas, he gets the start tonight, and I think he was fantastic. Tommy Edman still dealing with that ankle injury. And Miggy Rowe, who's been great really in his role all season. The bat has been consistent this year. He singled to right. That scored Kike to make it a 3-2 game. Then they bring in Lodolo, and this Dodgers team was able to, later in this game, when they face Nick Martin, Lodolo really did a good job neutralizing his Dodgers offense. But in the 6th inning, that's when the game was blown wide open. Kike reaches on infield single to 3rd. Notice I continue to say Kike Hernandez. Mr. Keektober is in full effect. He's fully operational. I asked him today, hey, how do you do it? Like, how do you live up to this reputation of being this great postseason hitter, being this guy that comes through in the clutch? And Andrew Friedman told me yesterday that was a big factor, right? I mean, that probably was the biggest factor to bringing him back on this team. And Kike, he said it's pitch by pitch. It's day by day. It's just not thinking too much in the future, not thinking about too much in the past. It's living in the moment and going out there and executing. He also did say that Rich Hill had a talk with him before Game 5 of the NLCS in Chicago. And he said that big-time players step up in big games. And Kike, he talked about this on the La Plaqueta podcast with Seb and Josh. And he said, hey, I mean, ever since then I've been, hey, why wouldn't it be awesome to be known as this great player in the postseason? And they would go on to hit those 3 home runs. He told Kirsch before the games, I got your back. And ever since then, he literally is one of the very best postseason hitters in big league history. Heading into tonight, he had an 880 career postseason OPS. That was behind Miguel Cabrera and Mr. October himself, Reggie Jackson, with an 885 postseason OPS. So he's fantastic, and he started rallies yesterday and had 2 hits. Today, he was able to start rallies and have big hits. And in that 6th inning, he gets the Dodgers kicked off with an infield single. Couple batters later, Ben Rortvedt, he was safe at first after the throwing error by Stewart. And then, of course, Shohei Ohtani, like he always does, he comes through. He singled to right. That scored Kike. That scored another run to make it a 4-2 game. And then Mookie Betts, who loves it when they intentionally walk guy Shohei Ohtani to get to him, takes it personal. It's like the Michael Jordan meme. I took that personal. And Mookie Betts, he doubled to left. That scored Rortvedt. That made a 5-4 game. They intentionally walked Freddie. And then Teoscar Hernandez, he more than makes up for the blunder in the first inning that forced Yamamoto to throw 12 extra pitches. He doubled to center, and he makes it a 7-2 game. And, hey, you think any lead saved with this bullpen right now? I would say the answer is no. But thankfully, they were able to add another run in the 7th inning after Mookie Betts doubled after Shohei Ohtani intentional walk to make it an 8-2 game. But that is when the bullpen really started to collapse a little bit. I mean, Emmet Sheehan comes in. He can't throw strikes. Lux gets a single. Stewart singled to right to make it an 8-3 game. And then Stevenson hit a sac fly to make it an 8-4 game. Vesey did come in, struck out Benson, walked McClain. Then he got Friedel out looking. But the story tonight from the bullpen was Roki Sasaki. And I took a lot of heat for dubbing him the Roki of the Year. And put it on record that this is the very first Dodgers show to ever mention the name Roki Sasaki. Jose Moto was on our show 3 years ago. I asked him about Roki. And this was when dude was like 17, 18. Who knows how old he was? I mean, he was probably 19 at that point. And we knew this kid was special because he wants to be great. He wants to be the best. And the stuff is absolutely electric. And I predicted that, hey, he would get those final 3 outs in this game. And he makes me look pretty smart today because Roki Sasaki was phenomenal. He comes in, strikes out Steer swinging, nasty splitter down on the zone. He touched 100 on the 4-seamer earlier in that at bat, 101 on the 4-seamer that Steer fouled off. Got Lux swinging with a splitter down, and then he got Hayes to line out to shortstop. A very quick and efficient 1-2-3 inning, a clean inning. Roki Sasaki is here to save the Dodgers bullpen. And Dave laughed after the game saying, hey, is he your new closer? Kind of had a moment there. We'll talk about it in a minute. But Roki is the guy. Like Roki, no teams out there have a Roki Sasaki at their disposal like the Dodgers do. And Roki, he showed tonight that he's built for this. And yes, it's not like it was like an 8-7 game or anything like that, a 5-4 game, and he did have some runs to work with. But it's the way this stuff plays. It's nasty. It's 101 with movement. Some of those 4-seamers are really 2-seamers. Never fear, Roki is here. What I said he's not going to be the Roki of the Year like I dubbed him, but I do think he's going to be the Roki of the postseason. All right, let's get to some comments here. We'll get to some more interviews. D-Mac, get the Roki of the Year's T-shirts out. Yeah, those are already in another country somewhere, but maybe bring them back. What up, D-Mac? What up, Spencer? 18 runs in 2 games. That's from Snake Pit Woo. Game 2 will be Snell. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. We got Vesia has not looked good. Yeah, the command hasn't been great for Vesia, but he still was able to get that big punch out late, which is definitely it's you'll take it. You really take it. And when you got Yamamoto, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like Yamamoto, this is a guy 24 consecutive innings without giving up an earned run. He threw a major league career high 113 pitches tonight, and he stretched out. I mean, last 4 weeks. You've seen 112 pitch starts, 108 pitch start. The Dodgers are going to stretch their starters out. You're going to see Shohei in Game 1 of the NLDS. You're going to see Blake Snell in Game 2 against a Phillies team that he dominated, 12 strikeouts, 7 innings a couple weeks ago. And you're going to see Yamamoto back. And you're going to see Glass now. They're going to give him some starts, but he's also going to be used at some point out of the pen. Think about that. An ace on most teams is a bullpen guy right now for the Dodgers. But Yamamoto goes 6 2/3 innings, 9 strikeouts, no earned runs on 4 hits. Just phenomenal stuff. And he gets the win in this one. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And like I said, I mean, we have not seen these 7-inning starts, right? Yesterday you get the 7, then today you get the 6 2/3. Jack Flaherty went 7 last year against the Mets in Game 1 of the NLCS. In 2021, Max Scherzer went 7 innings against the Giants. So we've seen that very seldomly in recent years, but just great stuff. All right, let's go to Roki Sasaki for the post-game interview on the field. And then we're going to get to you guys celebrating here, Dodgers Dugout Live here at Dodger Stadium.
Congratulations on this win. You guys are going on to the next round, the NLDS. Describe to me what it was like coming out of the bullpen to close this game.
クローザーとして今日ブルペンが出てきて気持ちはどうでしたか？
そうです。球場の雰囲気もすごく高まってましたし、初めて9回投げて、緊張したんですけど、球場に後押しされながら投げることができたと思います。
I could hear the atmosphere becoming really intense. So, I just really, it was my first time pitching in the ninth, but like the crowd really helped me, helped me focus. So I was really happy with the results.
You've been a part of big moments in Japan. How does the postseason compare?
ポストシーズン偉大なところで投げてると思いますけども、アメリカでのポストシーズンの経験っていうのはどう思いますか？
そうですね。日本でもWBC でも似たような経験をしてきたので、そこまでこうなんていうんですかね、ビビるみたいな感覚はなかったんですけど、また日本と違った盛り上がりの方だったり、レベルの高い戦いの中で、今日はすごいいいピッチングができてよかったかなと思います。
Yeah, I pitched in the World Baseball Classic and also in the postseason in Japan, but this was a whole different level, at just a whole different competition.
Facing the heart of the Reds order, what were you seeing from them and how did you navigate to them to get the swing and miss?
2番、3番、4番の打順のやっぱ主力対戦する中何か感じたところはありましたかと。
点差があったので、ホームラン気にせずどんどんストライクゾーンに投げ込むことだけ意識したので、今日は比較的点差がある中だったので、思い切ってゾーンで勝負しました。
Just a lot of runs, coming into the game, so I didn't really feel like, I had to be careful or timid, giving up home runs or anything like that, so I just attacked.
What did it mean to you, Jess? It's been a long season, injury, but to come through for your team in the clutches in the most important moments.
怪我とか、いろいろ苦しい1年目だったと思いますけども、こういうチームにすごく助けになる役割をしたっていうのはどう思いますか？
本当にシーズンチームの力になれなかったので、ただもうシーズン終わってしまったので、これからまずポストシーズンがあるので、残りの、試合をしっかり、貢献できるように、それだけかなと思います。
Yeah, I wish I could have done more during the regular season, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I contribute in the postseason.
Roki, congratulations. Enjoy this moment.
Unbelievable stuff from Roki Sasaki, and I think the back end of that bullpen now, yes, these are uncharted waters. Yes, we have to see him do it against better competition like the Phillies in a tighter game against a better offense with a lot of power lefties, but still, this is a guy that you use in the highest leverage spots because give me talent over experience when the talent is 100 and 101, when it's a ghost fork that nobody can see with a sub 1,000 RPM. When it's also just the demeanor, the confidence, and the moxie. He mentioned it there. Hey, pitching in the WBC, pitching with that kind of pressure. Hey, I can tell you I did a couple interviews with Japanese media over the last couple of days and just kind of getting the feel for Roki Sasaki. It's different how he's embraced there versus Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto, he paid his dues to the Oryx Buffaloes. He was the best pitcher in the game, a multi-time, 3-time Cy Moore winner, their equivalent of the Cy Young. And Shohei Ohtani, certainly Shohei Ohtani. A lot of people feel like, hey, maybe Roki did not pay his dues. Maybe he did leave a little too early without accomplishing enough there for the Chiba Lotte Marines. I don't think that's the case, but it's a part of the culture. And Roki is not as embraced as Yamamoto and Shohei Ohtani. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't kind of carry that with him and can fuel it and use it as some extra juice. And I think that he's out to prove everyone wrong. I'm actually proud of the guy because they said a couple months ago, hey, you can't count on him. It's unlikely he's going to be a part of the Dodgers rotation. And now, he's plugged into this role where it's, hey, if you gave me the option, Dodgers Nation, my family out there, I love you guys. If you gave me the option, hey, D-Mac, you want Mason Miller, who was lights out today? Sure. Awesome. Good for you. You want Mason Miller? Do you want Johan Duran, or do you want Roki Sasaki? And I would tell you that you could combine Johan Duran and Mason Miller, and I would still take Roki Sasaki. He's younger, his upside's higher as a starting pitcher, and that is his future. And if his floor is an elite reliever like that, that you're paying less than $10 million for, this is the ultimate coup. This is getting a Lamborghini for the price of an Altima. But this guy performed. So he is the secret weapon. He is everything that we hoped he could be. I've said on this show for months, I think he could be similar to what Frankie Rodriguez was for the Angels back in 2002 when he stepped onto the scene. Teams weren't familiar with him, and then he was able to have a lot of success and really carry that team with Percival and that bullpen for the Angels. So I could not be more thrilled about the development of Roki Sasaki. But all right, let's go to some comments here. We are celebrating. It'll be extended edition of the Dodgers Nation postgame show and Dodgers Dugout Live. We'll talk Shohei Ohtani starting game 1. We'll talk more about this offense. And that's kind of where I want to go next, too, is let me tell you this. This team's special. This team is so talented, and we've seen it on display what this team is capable of. Yes, there's doubts about the bullpen, which are absolutely valid, but things that we needed to see happen for this team throughout the course of this year have happened. Namely, Mookie Betts, who is having the very worst year of his career, stepping up, and he's now playing shortstop, made some really nice plays at shortstop in this one that I think really made a difference, and he didn't look phased. He did not look phased in this one, and you look at kind of some of the plays he made in this one that really stood out to me. Hayes grounding into that fielder's choice to short in the 6th inning. Him just kind of just being dependable. Stevenson grounding out to short in the 7th. He's routine, but also tonight, 3 doubles. 3 doubles for Mookie Betts that tied a Dodgers postseason record. He matched Jim Gilliam, who had 3 in Game 4 of the 1953 World Series, and he helped this team finish the job here. Mookie said himself he wants to fill up his whole hand with rings, and tonight it was Mookie Betts at the top of the lineup with massive, massive hits in big spots. Really, I think Mookie Betts was, outside of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, really the most important player in this game, because you were starting to hear the butt cheeks were clenched here. Okay, it was not fun. It's that icky, gross feeling that I hate. Worst feeling in the world. The worst feeling in the world is the Dodgers trailing in the postseason energy. Like, there's nothing worse. That's the worst feeling. It's icky. It's gross. There's tension. You just hate it. You want to crawl out of your skin. And then you're already playing the blame game. You have social media dragging Teoscar Hernandez. And then all of a sudden, Mookie Betts comes through after that Ben Rortvedt double to single to center to make it a 2-1 game. And then later in this one, it was Mookie Betts that doubled to left in the 6th inning to make it a 5-2 game. And then Mookie Betts comes through once again in the 7th, a double to left. His 3rd double of the night, that scored Miguel Rojas to make it an 8-2 game. He was the MVP on offense tonight. Last night, the MVP was Shohei Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez. We know what you're going to get from Freddie. We know that Will Smith's going to be back at some point, hopefully early in the NLDS. So the MVPs are hitting like MVPs. And then on top of that, I think you got to give a lot of love to the bottom of the Dodgers order tonight. The bottom of the order, they came through in a big way. We mentioned Kike Hernandez, Miguel Rojas, Ben Rortvedt. Each of those guys had multiple hits out of those final 3 spots in the batting order. They all 3 combined to score 5 of the Dodgers' 8 runs in this one. Rortvedt goes 2 for 3 at the big double, laid down the bunt. Rojas goes 2 for 4. Kike goes 2 for 5. They were massive. And that's what you need, because when this lineup gets longer than a CVS receipt, that's when you're starting to say they're just too long. They're too long for opposing pitchers, for relievers. And then when you combine that with elite starting pitching, it's incredible. Like, here, think about this. Think about this starting pitching for the Dodgers and how new this is. Like, I mean, last year the Dodgers had 2.5 starters. Last year they had 2.5 starters. This year you have 4 of the best 7 starters in the postseason on the same team, I would argue, with Ohtani, Yamamoto, Snell, and Glasnow. And then you got Kirsch and you got Emmet Sheehan, who would be viable options for a lot of teams too as their frontline starters, I mean, around the league. But game 1, you get 7 from Snell. Game 2, you get 6 2/3 from Yamamoto. That is the first time that the Dodgers have had consecutive games in the postseason where their starter has gone into the 7th inning since Walker Buehler and Rich Hill in games 3 and 4 of the 2018 World Series. We are in the big 2025, people. Think about that. Think about that and what that means. And, I understand. You're upset about the bullpen, and we'll get into that. But it's big stuff, man. This team, I'm telling you, I said it a couple weeks ago, whoever wins between the Phillies and the Dodgers is going to win the World Series. I still feel that way. And I just don't think you can stop this team with the momentum that they have. They have won so many games where you just bet on the experience, but they're what you get when you combine talent and experience, and I think that they have purpose. That's, I think, the biggest difference between this team is this is not only a team that's a collection of talent, but they're a team with a purpose, and that purpose is 22. And this group, they've won one championship as a group with Shohei Ohtani and Teo and this nucleus. So can they win 2 for 22? I think that has to be the rally cry. And talking to these guys tonight, it certainly is. But all right, guys, welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. If you are just joining us, this is the official after party celebrating another run to a division title. A super chat here from $4.99 from Pocket Rude Boy. Let's chant Kai, but the monster of whatever Roki warms up in the bullpen. That's the thing, too. Wait, let's chant Kai Butsu, the monster. Kai Butsu. I like that. The monster. Whenever Roki warms up in the bullpen. We could do that. I'm with that. That's something that stood out to me. I tweeted out that there were loud chants, Roki, Roki, Roki. It was electric. Roki, Roki. It was awesome. It's love at first sight. This crowd loves Roki Sasaki. This crowd understands the hype behind him, and I think it's unwavering. I think that they understand that he's young. He's going to make mistakes. He's not going to be perfect, but we've come a long way from Roki Sasaki looking like he was damn near going to break down. Like he had just watched Bambi, right? Like he was breaking down. He looked like Freddie Freeman in Atlanta, right? I mean, my man was waterworks, it looked like. And now you see that stoic, confident dude on the mound who's getting it done, closing out the wild card round. It's a sight to see. We've got Salvador at $4.99. Appreciate that. This Dodgers team reminds me of the 2000 Lakers. They swept everyone after flipping the switch in the playoffs. They might just sweep everyone. Yeah, I mean, they didn't sweep the Portland Trailblazers in Game 7, but hey, they were able to come through, right? Shaq to Kobe, one of the most iconic moments. But yeah, there's some Lakers to this team. I definitely feel that too, for sure. You saw Magic in the first couple rows down there. We got to Addie Chen, Phillies, Chili's, Squibblies, Dodgers in 3. Okay, I got to read this right. I want to give you credit. By the way, I think I got some sounds figured out. I got some fun. Here we go. Hey, next year we are going to have robo-umps. Hi. Are you guys ready for the ABS system? Angel Hernandez, he retired. That was the only good call that he ever made in his career as an umpire. Hi, welcome to the ABS. Did that come in like that? Okay, I'll stop that. I don't know. I got some new things over here. What is this? Okay. Hello. What's up? Welcome to Dodgers Stadium, where the Dodgers taking on the Phillies in Game 3, going for the sweep. You guys like my new sound effects? Let me know down below. Let's read some comments here. You're not giving Rortvet and Rojas enough credit. Look, I talked to both of those guys today, and Miguel Rojas is the leader of this team. And, you know, I'm going to play an interview with Miguel Rojas from Sportsnet LA, and you can see, so Anthony Bonda got me a couple times. Evan Phillips got me a couple times. I got a couple times by a bunch of the players, but it was Bonda that really got me super soaked. And you can see I got it in my eye, and it really burned when it was in my eye. Here, give a listen to this Miggy Rowe interview. You can see your boy in the background, and we'll come back. I'll take all your comments here live from Dodgers Stadium. This is Dodgers Dugout Live.
What does this feel like every time you do it?
I mean, it's always a great feeling to be here with the guys and with the whole team, and we all know how special it is to kind of go to the next level. And I'm just happy because a lot of the guys are receiving the first opportunity to be in this situation, and I like the hunger from Yoshi. You know, he came in last year. He was everything that we can ask for to be our ace in this rotation, and he won a World Series, but he's not satisfied. He came up today and he threw 110 pitches in the first round of this playoff, and I think the sky is the limit for this team, and we're happy that we have guys who want it more than everybody else.
And like Clayton Kershaw, who this is his last go-around, what do you see when you watch him?
We're happy with that. We're going to give him another opportunity to pitch in the postseason. He deserves it, and we always talk about it. We want to win this ring for him because it's an extra motivation that he said it at the last couple of days of the season that he's retiring. He deserves another ring, and he responded back that we all need it. So it's pretty emotional to see a guy like him that he's not selfish at all. He wants everybody to get one.
And hunger you mentioned, is that what you saw with Roki closing this one out?
Yeah, he wants the ball. I'm playing second base tonight, and I feel like he's over there in the bullpen moving around. He's pounding the ball against his glove. He got his glove on the whole day, and I feel like he's ready for the opportunity. And just being in that spot in the ninth inning and being able to kind of like show everybody else that he's ready for it, and he kind of like setting the tone for the bullpen, I think it's going to be important because everybody else is going to feed off of that.
You guys saw their top pitchers. For you to, whether it was Littell, Lodolo, Martinez, how you guys navigated through them, what were you seeing from them, and what gave you guys just the edge offensively?
I think we prepared really well. I feel like this organization is never away from the moment and the opportunity to be great. Everybody wants to be great, and that's why we prepare every single day. And now we're going to start preparing for Philadelphia. We're going to go there tomorrow, and we're going to work out every single day like we did last year. We're ready for the opportunity.
Miguel, last thing for me, how would you describe the way you guys celebrate when you guys advance?
It's amazing. Everybody here in this clubhouse is happy to be in this position. You know, like we're not satisfied with what we did last year. I feel like we want to win another one, and we see it from the guys who are here. Like it's gonna be selfish if we just want to, you know, not win it, because a lot of guys in this clubhouse is the first opportunity that they have to play in this moment. So we gotta do it for everybody. Everybody wants it, and we're hungry. And don't get me wrong, like we want another championship, and we want to try to get it.
Miguel, you guys have won 11 of the last 13 games. Is this team peaking at the right time?
I feel like what we've been doing the last two postseasons has been great. I think winning game after game and winning series has always been important to us. It doesn't matter if it's a regular season or the playoff. We're gonna try to win the series, and we need to win 3 more to do something really special. Everybody in Los Angeles deserves it, and we're looking forward to it.
Miguel Rojas, did you see your boy get shot in the eye there? I mean, it was a pretty crazy stuff for sure. But now look, I mean, I know you guys are talking about the bullpen, but let's go through some of his interviews. I want you guys to hear Kike Hernandez, because Kike Hernandez, he's that dude. Like, he straight up is that dude. Like, this team feeds off of Kike Hernandez. And look, just getting a chance to kind of talk to him when he's not on camera. I mean, he's a very cerebral, one of the most intelligent people, I think, in that clubhouse. You can just see his mind working at all times. And I just love the fact that he just feels like he's this leader. I mean, he really is one of the leaders of this team. And I think he takes pressure off of these guys. And it kind of is wild to think that someone like a Kike Hernandez could take pressure off of a Shohei or a Mookie or a Freddie or some of these Yamamotos. I mean, he had a conversation with Yamamoto last year that really sparked something in him that helped him really have a really good postseason. But you need guys like that. I mean, he is the glue, and he reminds guys that this is fun. Like, this is a boys' game. This is a children's game. Let's be honest. And they just get paid millions and $1 million to do it, and it's fun. And you know how I spell fun? W-I-N. And they just W-O-N the wild card round, and they have a chance to, like Miguel Ross says, do something special by taking 3 in the DS and going to the CS. But here was Kike, and he talked about the bullpen.
You love October baseball. For you guys to pick up this win like this, how good does it feel?
I mean, it feels great. Yep. It feels great.
Like the bird, right?
You know, going into it, we knew that they were a dangerous team. You know, they
They have some really good starting pitching. They had a very sneaky bullpen. They have some grinders that can hit the ball, move, put the ball in play. They have a really fast team. They catch the ball. They do the fundamentals really well. So, I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be easy, but our bats happened to show up. Our starting pitching was there. And I don't give a shit about the bullpen. They're going to show up. We believe in them. They're going to do their job.
This offense, though, the run support you're able to give Yoshi and the bullpen, you guys up and down the lineup. How have you seen that group come together?
Yeah, I mean, we were clicking at the right time, and usually in October, it's never the best team that wins. It's always the team that's playing the best baseball, and a lot of people say that we're the best team, and we're happen to be playing really good baseball, so we're ready. It's a little bit cold, but that's okay.
Man, it looked good on you. It looked good on you.
But these moments, how special are these, Blake?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I got to pour beer on people. That's pretty fun.
What you were able to do, Yoshinobu, today, the starting pitching, how would you describe it?
It's unreal. Yeah. What he was able to do today, facing adversity and then just attacking and staying relentless, was unreal. It's so much fun to watch.
Yesterday, this team put 10 runs on the board. Today, they've added even more. What's it like when you're on the mound with an offense like this?
Yeah, you just know they're going to score. So, you just got to get them back in the dugout to do what they do best. And it's a lot of fun knowing that they're going to hit.
From here, it's 11 more wins. Can this team do it?
We can do it. We just got to stay focused.
Congratulations on this series.
Just got to stay focused. Blake Snell's having the time of his life. Kike Hernandez is always he's the guy, the absolute life of the party. He's the guy that you always want to invite to any function. He's the guy that is always going to bring it. We got Shohei not at the party. Shohei certainly was at the party. Here was I'll post some videos in a little bit, but Shohei was right in front of me. I mean, going crazy. Here's my view of Shohei Ohtani. This is my view of Shohei Ohtani. It's a pretty good day when you're getting sprayed by some Shohei Ohtani beer. Yeah, he was going crazy. There's my POV shot. Kind of wild, man, seeing Shohei get loose. But let's talk about this bullpen. And I think first things first, he mentioned the bullpen. Hey, maybe can he, if he's going to pitch, can maybe Kike pitch, put on the helmet? But no, look, the truth is this team does believe in the bullpen. And I think, too, you saw tonight, Dodgers had 18 runners in scoring position. They go 6 for 18. Moody goes 4 for 5. Point I'm trying to make is I think this team is not only trying to give their starters run support, they want to give their bullpen run support. And it looks like this offense is going to take a next level leap because they understand that you just have to make sure that while these guys get used to these new roles, that you're putting them in better spots. And I would feel bad about yesterday if I saw Roki fail, if I saw Tyler Glasnow fail. I mean, Emmet Sheehan, he did not have his best stuff tonight. Emmet Sheehan comes out there, and he's only be able to get one out. He gave 2 earned runs. He threw 27 pitches, 15 for strikes. And that's the big thing with these guys is you have to just be confident in your stuff. You're on this team for a reason. And with a guy like Emmet Sheehan, we know what he's capable of. We know that, he's someone that when he's on, he's great. The stuff is fantastic with Sheehan, but he has to throw strikes. He gave up a single to Lux, and that was a 4-seamer up with the zone, but it was the 7-pitch walk to Hayes that hurt. It was the single to Stewart where he fell behind the count 2-0 that hurt. It was the 7-pitch walk to Ellie De La Cruz that hurt. I mean, you have to trust your stuff, work in the zone, and I did get PTSD. I did really freak out just seeing that 8th inning. It's the 8th inning. It's the 8th inning that has been haunting the Dodgers. Let's not have the 8th inning for the 2025 Dodgers be what the 5th inning was to the 2024 Yankees. Because even though Teo was doing his best 2024 Aaron Judge Yankees impression, dropping the ball like he did, it was the Dodgers giving up 2 runs there in the 8th inning, and then you're a little concerned because it could have been worse. Give Alex Vesia credit. Blake Treinen actually has looked a lot better. I think Blake Treinen deserves some credit in this one. Blake Treinen went a third of an inning, threw 2 pitches, able to get the out. Vesia goes 2/3 of an inning, had 2 strikeouts, which is promising. So the truth is, for anyone that wants to completely freak out and lose their ish and act like Fit hit the shan with the bullpen. The truth is that Trine did his job. Vesia gave up a little bit, but still he did his job. Sasaki more than did his job. It was one guy, and it's Emmet Sheehan. So are you going to trust on Emmet Sheehan stuff? I will. So I'm not overly concerned. I think this is the offense that certainly has the potential to carry a bullpen too. I mean, hey, Roki Sasaki gave me the closer feels, and I feel fantastic about that. It's just that 8th inning, not a great night for Sheehan, but I'm not overly concerned. I really am not. I mean, I believe in the stuff. I really do. I mean, it is like spotting a pimple on a model to try to talk about this team right now, because yes, the bullpen has not looked good, but there's better parts of it. If I had to pick between, what would you rather have? A great offense, a great starting pitching, and a mediocre bullpen that has a lot of upside? Give me that in that order. The worst case scenario would be last year, where we have no hope as far as having 4 starters. They got it done because of a great bullpen, a gritty bullpen, and an offense that stepped up. So I'll take this team. I absolutely will. Let's hear from Max Muncy.
Goes first to third in a clinching playoff game. How are your legs feeling after that, Muncy? Oh, yeah. Man, you got it. You are wet now. You were too dry when you came over here. Now you, okay. I got Max Muncy. Blake trying to improving a lot of doubters wrong, Muncy.
There's no doubters in here. We all believe in that guy. He's going to get a lot of big outs for us. We know it. We tell him that every time he goes out. We believe in that guy. I'm telling you, when it's all said and done, he's going to have some of the biggest outs for us this year.
What can you say about this group? You guys came together the last 3 weeks of the season, and really, Muncy, I think you're a target. What can you say about this group, Max, about how you guys came together?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable group. You know, like I said, we went through a lot this year, but we found a way to come together at the end. We're starting to click at the right time, and that's really all that matters, is getting hot at just the right time.
Feels good to celebrate anytime you advance, right?
Oh, it always feels great. It always feels great. This never gets old. It's definitely not something you can take for granted, and hopefully we got 3 more of these for Kirsch.
You deserve all of it, Muncy. Thanks for stopping, and enjoy the burn.
Oh, I will.
Max Muncy, guys.
The great Max Muncy. Bro, Ohtani is due. No way someone just said that. No way someone just said that. Okay, Ohtani is due. That one makes me laugh. But let's hear from Dave Roberts. We'll talk about Shohei Ohtani getting the starting game 1. We got the cleaning crew out here. I got to leave Dodger Stadium soon. It's 11:39 at night. I've been here since 2 o'clock. And let's hear from Dave Roberts, and we'll talk about we'll wrap this up, and we'll look ahead to the Phillies series.
Dave, just how much of a test was that for you guys, from the way the game started with Teo's drop ball to having to kind of rally and push Yamamoto's, especially as you look at how this team kind of responds to those kind of moments as you move forward here in October?
It was a great test, and we didn't waver. Even after that first inning, and guys stayed positive, stayed within themselves, kept taking good at bats, and Yoshi stepped up, once again, and added some pitches in that first inning. But, he was locked in, and for him to get us into the 7th was huge. And us tack on offensively, defensively, we're playing great. And, it was good to see Roki finish that game, too.
Is Roki your closer now?
I trust him, and he's going to be pitching in leverage. So that was the more you pitch guys and play guys, you learn more. So,
I'll take
like
it, though.
I
Free
said
car?
about Yamamoto, I don't think the moment's going to be too big for Roki.
Go to Barry right up front, Doc.
Hey, Doc, congrats. Every year's different, but how far do you think this team can go? And would you like to get back to the World Series and play the Yankees again?
I think we can win it all. I think we're equipped to do that. We certainly have the pedigree. We certainly have the hunger. We're playing great baseball. And in all honesty, I don't care who we play. I just want to, be the last team standing.
Other questions for Doc? Jack?
Just what have you seen out of the offense the last couple of nights to kind of keep piling on runs, finding different ways to score like they did kind of in the later innings tonight?
I think that what we're seeing is, winning pitches, using the whole field, fighting, and not trying to just slug. I think we're taking team at bats. Situationally, we've been fantastic, and even roared at the bottom. Whether it's the sacrifice, the fight to slap an 0-2 double to the other way to get on base. We're just doing things, whether it's a sac fly, we're doing whatever it takes. Even Shohei in the situation, getting a guy over to set the stage for Mookie. So just team baseball, team at bats.
And then in that 8th inning, just kind of what were you seeing out of Emmet? What prompted you to kind of make the move there, and kind of how do you view him going forward after this? I trust him. It was his first kind of real crack at kind of late leverage. He wasn't sharp, but I believe in him. I really do. And I think for me is, to think that he can get through Benson, although he had count leverage, to then feel like he can get through McKain. He would have been over 30 pitches, and I just didn't think the stuff was as sharp. And so for me, I just kind of had a gut feeling that, give Vesey a chance to get count leverage versus Andujar, or if they leave Benson in. And I liked him against McKain and then Friedel. So that's kind of my thought. And, but Emmet did a fine job. It's just kind of it just wasn't sharp tonight.
Towards the back in the 4th row.
Dave, Mookie's turnaround this year has just been kind of insane. Can you just kind of talk about what kind of player he is to have that start and then now come through like he always has and be one of the best players in the world?
I think it started when he just kind of just gave up on chasing, having a career year, chasing an MVP or whatever it was. I think he just kind of was resolved to just let that go, play for the present and the future, and play to help the team win. And I think that just took a lot of pressure off him. And then everything kind of unveiled, and he got to be the player that he was and freed himself up. And so, yeah, he's playing fantastic baseball.
Right up front to your left.
What have you seen out of Ben Rorvet and his place in taking Will Smith's place right now in the postseason, and what he's been able to do offensively?
Yeah, Ben's been an unsung hero. Just kind of coming in here, trying to replace, an all-star catcher. He has the trust in the pitchers. He's a servant first. He receives well. He throws well. He just understands who he is as a hitter. So to be able to kind of move runners, see pitches, put the ball in play, get hits when we need them, he's been fantastic. And he had big shoes to fill, but he's done a great job with the fingers, the catching, all of it.
You'll finish up with Jack in the 2nd row.
How much of a lift is it for the team when Kike has some of these big October moments, and especially like the double tonight that kind of flipped that inning in the 4th and got you in the lead? That was huge. Kike is obviously an energy giver, and when he's playing and playing well, guys feed off of that. Miggy Rose like that. Teo's like that, but October Kike is something pretty special, and the track record speaks for itself. He's throughout history, he's one of the best, throughout history in the postseason.
Daisuke in the 4th row on your left, Doc.
Hi, Dave. Congratulations. Let me ask you about the next series. So Shohei's starting game 1 in Philadelphia?
Yeah, Shohei's going to start game 1.
So there you go. Pretty short and sweet. Shohei's going to start game 1. That was the plan all along. Pretty obvious at this point, but Doc makes it official. That game 1 will start either 3:08 p.m. or 3:38 p.m. Pacific time. It is hinged on the result of the Red Sox-Yankees series. By the way, shout out to the Dodgers handling their business in 2 games. Handling their business in 2 games, not going to 3 games like the rest of these other teams out there, these non-Dodgers teams out there. 3 games to get through a wild card round. Couldn't be my Dodgers, okay? Shohei's been great. We know that. A 2.87 ERA, 47 innings, 62 punch-outs, 9 walks. He's given up just 1 run in 19 2/3 innings in his last 4 starts of the regular season. Had 6 scoreless with 8 punch-outs against the Diamondbacks on September 23rd. That was his longest start as a Dodger. So the big question for Shohei is how efficient he can be and how long are they going to use him? Because I think now we know the recipe, right? It's Snell, it's Yamamoto. going 7 innings, get to, who knows, maybe Kirsch, maybe Glass now, and then get to Roki, and then boom, wham, bam, thank you, man, turn the lights out, and let's go home with a dub. But, of course, you're going to need the Trinans, and we'll see if Tanner Scott gets an opportunity. Emmet Sheehan certainly is someone that's going to step up. I think we'll see Alex Vesti, Anthony Bonda, most likely, I think, finds a way back on the NLDS roster. And Shohei Ohtani, he has faced his Phillies team. He had 5 no-hit innings, scoreless innings, against his Phillies team on September 16th at Dodgers Stadium. And in that game, Christopher Sanchez, he allowed 4 runs. He also went 7 innings. So you got no decisions in both those games. But the interesting thing in this one is going to be to see who you're going to see in the other game as far as the strength, right? I mean, you see Blake Snell and Yamamoto, they have really set the tone for the rotation. The bar is really high right now. Like I said, more aces than a deck of cards. And you've seen Snell and Yamamoto combined for 18 punch-outs and 4 runs in 13 2/3 innings in the Dodgers' first 2 postseason games. So, hey, Shohei, hey, Unicorn, let's see you match that and top that. And it's the difference between the rotation and the bullpen, but I think if the lines up where it's Ohtani in game 1, Snell in game 2, you can go back to Yamamoto in game 3 because you have a day off after game 1, so you could still have that. So I think that where the Dodgers are at right now, we're going to spend a lot of time previewing this series, but the rotation I think is going to be dominant. I think that that's their biggest strength along with an offense that crushes. But let's be real here. This is going to be a challenge because you have 3 left-handed pitchers that are really, really good for the Phillies. And Christopher Sanchez is a dog, and we know that, and we know what you get from Luzardo. We know what you get from this team that really has been built, I think, to kind of go against the Dodgers with Ranger Suarez and Christopher Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo, lefties. So lots of lefties. And then you also have 3 lefties in the starting rotation. And then you also get lefties that are coming out of the pen. 3 lefties coming out of the pen. And we saw Johan Duran, them get the big name closer at the deadline. Then you also have the lefties that you have to deal with in the lineup, namely Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. So I think you're going to see a really interesting roster coming up, and we'll see how it plays out. But I think when we get down to it, the questions are going to be, hey, Kershaw makes it, Bonded as you get back on. The fact that you have all of these left-handed pitchers, Conforto most likely is off. Does Justin Dean stay on the roster as an outfield replacement? Hesung Kim, I talked to him, and he wants to win more World Series and have a great time with his team. But the Phillies, 3 lefty starters, 3 lefty relievers, and then you also have a lineup where you can have 5 left-handed bats too. So that's going to be interesting as well because you're going to have to throw these righties too. I think it's going to be I think the big X factor for the Dodgers in this series is Tyler Glasnow. I really do. Can he do what Roki did, but with multiple innings? I think Roki is stars born. I really, really do. But we know that Glasnow can be as good as anyone in the game. We also know that sometimes if things get tough, that he doesn't always come through. So I think that that's the big question. This one is the performance from Glasnow, and I personally tend to believe that it's going to be big. So that's where they're at, and we're going to preview the series all the rest of the week. What else we got? Let's go to you guys, and then we'll talk about this a little later because let's celebrate tonight. This is awesome. We're living in the golden age of Dodger baseball. We'll have plenty of time to talk about all the options they have, but the team's in a really good spot. I'm going to take comments for the rest of the show. Let's see what else I got here. As far as let's see what else I got.
Let's see what else I got. Welcome. This is Bullpen Hell. Hello, Dodgers fans. It's the 8th inning. The Dodgers are holding on to a 1-run lead. In comes Tanner Scott. Tanner, how are you to perform? I think Tanner Scott's going to be good.
I really do. I talked to Tanner after the game. I thought he was awesome. No, absolutely not, BC. I just think there's variance, and I think this is going to be a statement. I think a lot of these guys are looking to end narratives. I think Glass now wants to end the narrative about him that he can't even stay healthy in the postseason, and he's not a postseason dog. Last year, the Dodgers, they lean on those dogs in the bullpen. This year, they're going to lean on the Wolves because Wolves are bigger, have more stamina than dogs. They're killers. And they're going to lean on the Wolves in the rotation and the dogs in the lineup. But we got Yamamoto song, Use Glass Now, I'm Scared, Demon Mac, Bruh, Pocket Boy. I can sense it. Sean Klein, let's go, boys. I anticipated being way more stressed these 2 games, but they were all up into 1 or 2 innings. Doug, your voice. Yeah, I know. I got this little fun thing here. Lola, 19999. Thank you so much, Lola. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, my love, my stud, my pitcher. Yeah, Yamamoto, Yamania is here. He's fantastic. Delirium 9, Dave Roberts taking Sheehan out mid at bat is a good sign. Shorter leash for bullpen guys, 0 tolerance for walks and lack of control. Yeah, and you're going to see a short leash because I think that Dave is going to have more buttons to push because he's going to have less outs and less innings to cover. Because remember, in the postseason, you're not counting innings, you're counting outs. And this is a perfect example. If it's a lefty-lefty matchup that you want to set up, yes, you have the 3-batter minimum that you have to respect, but you're looking to get outs in certain situations. And if you're getting 6 or 7 innings from your starting rotation and then the bullpen's coming in and you're not having to say, oh, I got to have the bullpen cover 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Ideally. So you can empty the clip on the big dogs because you can use Roki, you can use Blake, you can use Tyler, you can use Kirsch when he's ready, and we'll see the role he has. So I think that that's another thing, too, is you're not going to force yourself into situations where you're leaving guys in games too long because if it's close and you are getting consistent innings from that starting rotation, it's going to allow you to deploy the bullpen where you can play matchups that are a little more specific. And I think that guys are going to step up. I just think they will. I really do. And you got how many teams can have a terrible bullpen? How many teams are going to have a terrible bullpen and have a guy like a Roki Sasaki as an option? I mean, it's incredible stuff. It's a testament to Andrew Freeman, the roster that he's put together with this kind of depth. But all right, guys, let's do some more here. Dodgers in 4 with Kirsch getting the last out. I want to see, Roki Sasaki's my closer. And I don't love official closers, but I want to see him getting the lion's share of those outs because I want to see him get comfortable in the 9th inning and say, hey, that's my inning. That's my inning. I don't care if it's a 3-run lead, a 4-run lead. That's my inning. That's my mindset. We got to give him an awesome Roki song coming out to run out of those gates. He's our Mariano Rivera this year. He's our Frankie Rodriguez this year. He's that guy that can step up, and he's gone from being a disappointing starting pitcher to a closer that is going to be that guy for this team. Max Muncy said it. They're expecting big outs and big moments from him, and I could not agree more. All right, let's do some more. Play the Yamamoto anthem. Don't have it on me right now. We'll do it tomorrow for sure. You know what? Oh, that's a good point. All right, you know what? Yeah. We'll get that for you tomorrow, I promise. But all right, guys, I got to go because we're here at Dodger Stadium. It's getting late. And my player of the game, Marcus Lindbets, 4 hits, 3 doubles, ties a postseason record. He was fantastic, and his season turnaround has been one of many awesome turnarounds we've seen from Mookie to Muncy to Pajes. The list goes on and on to Roki Sasaki now, who's the latest example. But all right, guys, last thing I want to say, big thank you to all you guys that make this show what it is. I know that that you guys are as informed, as intelligent, and as, I mean, sometimes your takes, and mainly Nando's, are pretty awful, but I'm kidding, of course. You know I love you, Nando. But guys, buckle up, because this is going to be a ride unlike any other. A chance to do something that we've never seen with this organization. A chance to win back-to-back titles. A chance to win back-to-back titles in Major League Baseball for the first time in a long time. And, yeah, we're going to be with you all throughout the ride, getting in the press conference, asking questions that you guys want to know about. If you guys want me to ask them a question, let me know. I'll run it by me, and I might do it. So, yeah, I want you guys to think of me as an extension of you guys at Dodger Stadium, being on the field, talking to the players, getting you guys all the best info. And I'm definitely 100% here for you guys. I know you guys are here for me because, I mean, honestly, like, we couldn't do this without each other. All right, guys? So, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys, and we're just getting started. But here, let's leave you with Mookie Betts. And We'll see you guys tomorrow for Dodgers Dugout Live. And congratulations to this team. And we are just getting started. But my name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Hit that like button for your NLDS bound Dodgers. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. Now I got to drive home. If I get pulled over, the cop is going to probably think I'm drunk. They give me DUI. I mean, cop, if you're watching me, I've been in a shower. I've been showered with Budweiser, okay? And I'm probably not going to wash this, too. I'm not going to wash this. I'm not going to wash it. I'm going to keep wearing it. So it smells good. But all right, guys, see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Comment down below. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Roki, I know these are the moments that you guys get excited for. For you to go out there, the type of performance you had offensively, what was just working so well for you tonight?
I don't even know what you said. Say it again.
Offensively, what was working so well for you, whether it was Martinez, Lodolo, the guys you guys were seeing tonight?
I don't know. I'm just glad I showed up when it was time. It's been a rough year, but it's never too late.
It's a clean slate once you guys start October in the postseason. Do you feel that amongst the group and how you all have come together?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of these guys, we've played together in postseason for many years, and so we kind of know it's not really a switch, but we just know that level of focus that we need. We know how to play the game, and we've been doing it.
Starting pitching of this series, whether it was Blake Snell, Yoshinobu, how did they set the tone?
Oh, man, they put up a bunch of zeros. They gave us a chance to win. I mean, and we can't ask for anything more. They've carried us all season, and they just got to keep going.
This was the first step for what you guys are looking to do. Next, you go to Philly for the NLDS. With facing them, you saw them recently. So what kind of challenge? Feel the moment.
We know it's going to be hard. We know it's going to be tough. Philly's a great atmosphere to play baseball, so we know they're going to bring it. But we'll be ready to go.
Luki, enjoy this. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.